Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. It's officially noon, and we'd love to get started. Good afternoon again. And on behalf of the entire Senior Showcase Design, Development, and Operations team, we would like to thank you for joining us today and spending some of your lunchtime with us for our Showcase launch walkthrough and chat. This year's Senior Showcase launched earlier today, and the 2020 advertising and PR grads are excited to share their work with you virtually this year. The team spent the first half of the spring semester working on the offline showcase, event theme, materials, as well as organizing the event itself, which for those who have never been before is usually formatted as a reverse job fair. At this event, grads showcase both their offline and online work at tables organized by track and specialty in a large room in our student center on campus. But then campus closed, all events were canceled, and students all had to move off campus and resume their classes online. So this raised the question, what do we do about the Senior Showcase, an event that has run for 4 consecutive years and has proven to be extremely important for graduating students and employers alike? Well, simply put, the showcase must go on. The team pivoted, and here we are today, about to share with you the 2020 showcase that will live online as an amazing resource for many months to come. When life goes back to normal, we want you to be familiar with the work of our students and the showcase, and then be able to peruse their profiles and links when you find yourself looking for fresh talent. As COVID-19 has seriously hurt our economy and the job market, this is a perfect time for grads to continue working on their brands, improving their work, and networking with professionals. Our recent grads, as of yesterday, would greatly appreciate any feedback you have to offer them. So right now, I'd like to introduce to you the creative team behind the showcase. We have Morgan Hodgson. She is an art direction grad and the site designer and developer. There's Malia He. She also is an art direction graduate, and she's our expert doodle animator and the member who brought this event alive in the last few weeks on Instagram. We have Charlie Dawes. She too is an art direction grad with a passion for everything Sharpie, which we'll tell you about later. We have Jess Heidloff. She's a copywriting grad with a penchant for all things Danny DeVito. And then we have Dan Wallace. He's a copywriter as well, who loves to tell stories with words, but we also think he secretly likes to doodle. The creative team was supported in many ways, from the operations team, Danny, Kara, and Maddie, our student-run agency directors, Reese and Julia, faculty advisors, and many student clubs and organizations. So Morgan's gonna take you on a short tour of the virtual showcase. After, the team plans to tell you a little bit about their process, the concept that was abruptly left behind, and how they arrived at the Senior Showcase you'll experience today, tomorrow, and for months to come. Please feel free to comment or write questions in the Zoom chat, and the team will try to answer as many as they can today. So Morgan's going to share the site with you now.
Hello, everyone. I'm excited to take you guys on a tour of the 2020 Virtual Senior Showcase. Myself, Jess, Dan, Charlie, and Malia have been working hard to create a seamless digital experience to connect our amazing grads with some industry members and potential employers. So let's get to it. Our website is set up to maximize simplicity and to get right to the good stuff. We wanted the students to be the star of the show, so we put them right at the forefront of the website. And you may be wondering, what's with all the awesome Sharpie doodles we have here? Well, we wanted to have students be able to show their personality and individuality specifically towards each student. So under the doodles, you'll see the student's name, their track, their skills, and then their links to their personal portfolios, LinkedIn, and a calendar, or a link to their calendar so you can schedule a virtual chat. There's also a little button right here if you want to see some fun answers to questions that students were asked. So if you're looking for a grad who completed a certain track, you can use our filter function to easily jump through, sorry guys, technical difficulties. We have a filter function. We also have all of these amazing grads who took time out of their day in order to sign up for this virtual showcase event that normally would have happened in person. So let's see how we can use it. All right. So here you can see some of our account managers. And if you were to search for a strategist, you can see their profiles as well when you choose from the dropdown. So as you can see, we have some awesome Sharpie doodles here, and we have an awesome group of graduates. So we also have an about page for you all to see. So yeah, as you go through the site, you can see all of our students, and you can learn more about the showcase here. So about the showcase, we have all of the different links. So we have links that grads want to see, that want you to see first, and then you can book a virtual meeting. And then, well, this is obviously the LinkedIn icon, or our edition of it. And then here's a button to see their anthem and if they came with a warning sign. And then we also have some info about the team here, and then about our faculty advisors. All right, so feel free to leave a question in the chat yourself and the team will do the best to answer it. But now Dan will lead us in a chat with the team. Take it away, Dan.
Thank you, Morgan. It's always kind of fun peeking into the heads of the team. So we've just prepared a few questions and answers for you guys today. So let's get right into it. After spending the better part of the semester working on an offline showcase, was it difficult to pivot to an online format, a virtual showcase?
I think it was a little difficult, especially because we'd been spending the first half of the semester, you know, on this in-person event and creating all the materials, and we had a theme. So it was definitely hard to sort of put that work behind us and, you know, pivot to something new, you know, because we'd really loved what we've been working on. And also the switch between having an in-person showcase versus like now doing it digitally, but you know, so many employees do see our work digitally beforehand. So it was difficult, but I feel like, you know, we pulled it off pretty well, if I say so myself.
I agree. And so what are some of the other benefits of a virtual showcase?
So unlike a 3-hour in-person showcase that some employers or recruiters might not be able to attend, this kind of virtual showcase has like a longer lifespan, obviously, whether recruiters are looking for students in July or even in January. And then also kind of like what Morgan was saying, this virtual format kind of also allows employers and recruiters to easily filter through kind of like the students that they're exactly looking for. Versus like with the in-person showcase, you kind of have to like walk through the SAC just to kind of look for the right student that you're looking for, kind of talking to each one of them. And with the showcase, it kind of offers a seamless way for them to find what they're looking for.
And so what were some of the challenges of going from offline to online?
So we had to kind of figure out how we could translate an event that's really personal and social into something that was less so without it feeling so impersonal or cold. And, you know, it was like a big challenge trying to get students to like figure out something that they've never done before because they're so used to going to an in-person event or they're hearing about it from previous grads, that this is just something that they've never really experienced before either. And, you know, we had to get them really motivated to make these Sharpie doodles and to just show off how amazing their work has been over the last 4 years. And I mean, obviously, one of the biggest challenges was making a full website to capture the personality and spirit of the class of 2020. And that was a huge undertaking.
Imagine. And so as a team, was it difficult collaborating via Zoom and email?
Other than the obvious adjustment of moving to classes online and working from home, it actually wasn't too difficult to work together via Zoom and email. Luckily, programs like Google Docs and Slides allows for a lot of easy collaboration. Um, and most of our schedules were pretty open. We usually just met at our scheduled 2 p.m. time, and the team worked so well together that everything went really smoothly, thank God.
When we first started this out, our team kind of came up with a theme centering around the drive-in theater concept titled Talent Premiere. Why did we make the switch from a showcase theme over to a Sharpie Doodle theme?
So even though we were very attached to our previous kind of drive-in theme and the work that we had done, we had already come up with a snail mail invite. Kind of Morgan was working on a VR experience that people, it was a way to invite employers to the in-person showcase. And then kind of when this whole COVID situation kind of started to spiral out, we had come to the consensus, and the professors had kind of advised us that it would be harder to kind of use the drive-in theme to kind of for the virtual format. So we just thought it would just be way easier if we just kind of started from scratch. So then we kind of found out the Sharpie theme, and we kind of realized that this whole Sharpie idea allowed us to, in a way, kind of unleash our creativity through kind of like the different deliverables and kind of e-communication mediums like Instagram, for example, and like the email headers that you all have been receiving, and kind of the website especially. And then kind of rather than asking students to kind of take photos of themselves, because obviously since no one is on campus, it's harder to have everyone kind of come to Annenberg, come to a photo studio and get their photos done in the right lighting and kind of in the right space. So we thought it would just be easier to kind of ask them to provide a doodle for themselves. And we kind of, along the way, we realized that this kind of allowing them to draw their doodles kind of allowed them to express their creativity in their own ways, whether if they're a media planner or a PR student, no matter what, they had a way of showing their individuality.
Hey. And the doodles have really become kind of the star of our showcase. And where did that idea come from exactly?
Yeah, so kind of what Malia was just saying, we wanted to avoid the pretty privilege with headshots. Like, we didn't want the site to look like a dating site, choosing like whose profile you would look at based on what they look like, because that's not what we're about. So we wanted our students, our graduates, to be able to show their individuality via creating their own doodle, whether that would be a quote, a doodle of themselves, you know, Danny Day Cheeto over here. And at first, actually, the faculty suggested using Bitmojis, but we wanted more personality and more variety. So we pitched the Sharpie Doodle idea, and it just took on a life of its own after that. And I think it really came together nicely, and everyone gets to show their personality a lot through that.
We've talked a lot about the kind of challenges and pivoting towards moving from offline to online, but what were some of our favorite memories and moments from working on this project?
Probably, I think creating all the doodles. We created tons. You can see my sketchbook here has Sharpie Doodle upon Sharpie Doodle. And it was just really fun to like sit down for once and, you know, not use like Photoshop or Illustrator and just sit down and grab Sharpies and churn out all this stuff and figure out how to, you know, take that like just a black pen on white paper and what we can do with it. And we created loads. I went out and bought so many to create this project. So I think that was the most fun. Yeah, it's been really cool. And it's been great to see like what everyone else, like how everyone else took the Sharpie Doodle and, you know, created their own. So.
And like Charlie came up with the awesome logo for this as well.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Morgan. So team, how did we stay motivated working on a project like this from home?
As motivated as we were to like finish this project for ourselves and for our own satisfaction, it's honestly about so much more than just us. This is also about not letting our peers down because they're looking forward to this event just as much as we are. And often, you know, we work on projects that aren't targeting us. But But in this case, we're talking directly to, ourselves pretty much, to our peers, and what would we want to see that would get us interested and motivated to participate in the event? And so that brings us to our next question. Would we have done anything differently on this project?
I can't say there's a lot that we would change. I mean, the team worked amazingly well together, and it was a real pleasure to work together for our final group project as undergrads. And so I wouldn't change anything about that in the world. We made the best of a really tricky situation. But if we had more time, I think we would have added more features to the site, but maybe we will. So check back soon.
And what's one thing you guys will take away from this experience as a whole?
I think as a whole, I think we all kind of learned this, but just this experience has really taught us the importance of being prepared and being to adapt in any situation. For example, if a pandemic hits you and it kind of shuts down the whole world, but kind of these days, we're always told by our professors that kind of these types of situations kind of occur in the professional world too. So I think this project has, for all of us, kind of prepared us and kind of allowed us to kind of have a step, kind of an edge or an advantage of compared to kind of other students applying for jobs. So.
And arguably probably one of the most important questions is, how will this experience help you in the future?
So, I mean, life is always coming at us with changes, and being able to adapt, especially in such a short period of time, is a really good skill in itself. And I think it really taught us that you can never get too attached to an idea, because you never know what kind of ideas might come if you just put it down and think about other things a moment. Yeah.
So now we would like to answer some questions that came up in the chat. And before we even do so, in case anyone hasn't seen the site yet, we don't want to fail to mention that the URL is simple. It's templeseniorshowcase.com. So if you haven't seen it, please visit, bookmark, and visit again. So a few questions. Some of them I think the teams brushed upon already, but someone asked, actually Greg Keating asked, if in the future you guys think it's a good idea to have this website in a similar fashion alongside the offline event. What's your opinion about that? Charlie, what do you think?
I think it would be great to have both. I think we have talked about it a little. It's definitely been a lot of work, but I feel we didn't anticipate that this would happen. So going into next year, if the team knew it was coming, I think, being able to create a website and create the in-person event could be possible. And I think it's great because the in-person event, is fantastic and gets you, in front of the employers, but this lives on, past that and allows people to come back. So, I think the next year's got a lot to do, next year team, so.
That's true. That's true. They have a lot to live up to. You guys set the bar high. So a question, Morgan, I think this would be an excellent question for you to take. If you had all the time in the world, and we do know that the digital world is a moving target, so we know things can change. But if you had the opportunity today with the launch to add another feature, what might you have wanted to add?
I think being able to filter through students even more so than just a track would definitely be something that I would put in here. And, maybe just more ways for people to interact, like comment on people's profiles, or just more ways for people to interact with the students that they see.
Excellent. There's always things that we want to add, of course. So let's see if we have any questions we haven't covered already. Someone did comment that you all should share your amazing doodles with Sharpie. Maybe we can get some free Sharpies out of it. So I think this came together absolutely beautifully, and it was a pleasure to see it develop over the last 7 or 8 weeks. So congratulations to the whole team. So this showcase offered an opportunity, or offers an opportunity, for industry professionals and recruiters to review work of our many talented graduates. We have students who graduated with concentrations in art direction, copywriting, account management, media planning, brand strategy, research, and public relations. And they all pulled it together and created an online experience for everyone to review. And they're very excited to receive feedback on their work from you all. Just another side note, we have about 125 students who registered and are part of this event. So if you'd like to, after you have some time to review, if you'd like to contact any of the graduates, there are 3 ways that you can do so. You can contact them through the information they offer on their personal websites. You can connect with them on LinkedIn and converse with them there. Or finally, you can click on the calendar icon, which allows you to arrange a meeting time just for like a quick chat. So they're all great ways that you can get in touch with these students. And we thank you all for spending a little bit of your lunch break with us today, and hope you enjoy the virtual senior showcase today, tomorrow, and months to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you all. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for putting this together.
Yeah.
It's great.
Great job, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Wonderful work.
So proud.
Congratulations on graduating too.
Thank you.
Woo.
Outstanding job. Great stuff.
Excellent.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all for joining us. It really does mean a lot to us. So I appreciate it.
Oh, this is great.
You guys gave me some ideas. I thought doodles were like outstanding. And push the boundaries of where we're going communicating. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You all did.
Hey, we have some signs. People even made some doodles.
I love it.
Awesome. That's fabulous. And this is being recorded, so if anyone feels like one of their friends or colleagues missed out on meeting the team, we're happy to share it with you.
I just want to say real quickly that one of my students, as a freshman, she's in my persuasive writing class, and she wrote that she is so glad that she found the perfect major for her and the perfect school. And I said, you're
Oh,
absolutely right.
It's great.
I just have one quick question. I just wanted to know, how did you guys share the website with everybody? Like, what channels did you use?
That's a great question. Jess, do you want to share a few of the deliverables that you worked on outside of the website itself?
Yeah, so we came up with a bunch of social posts to post on all of a bunch of clubs, Instagram profiles. We posted it on LinkedIn, Klein's LinkedIn. We posted it today. We sent out a lot of emails via the advertising listserv to students, and we sent out emails to employers as well. So just trying to get it out there as much as possible, and putting it on every form of social media and the emails and a lot of different places.
Yeah, the 5 of us have posted vigorously on LinkedIn as well. So.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
And then if you also check the Diamond Edge Communications Instagrams, we've been kind of posting like LinkedIn tips, resume tips, portfolio tips, and just like any e-blasts that doodles that the team and I have made too. So you can check that out as well.
And if you didn't receive emails about this event, you can email me and let me know, and we'll make sure to get you on the list for future events and opportunities to meet our graduates. So I can put my email in the message box, and then We once again say thank you and have a great afternoon and a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Congrats.
Thank you.